Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 Let's Play. And ladies and gentlemen, it's finally time to end this son of a bitch with the very last thing I have yet to show off, the very hard missions. And why am I wasting my time and your time with this stuff to begin with? Is because very hard mode is actually paid DLC. You have to pay in order to unlock this thing. And it doesn't come in a bundle either. You have to buy them separately. One for Sonic, one for Shadow, and one for Silver. Yeah, it's a total of $6 because each very hard mode is, I think, about $2 a piece. It said 150 Microsoft points when I initially bought it, and I think that when you convert the numbers, I think it rounds up to about $2. Though thankfully Microsoft doesn't use Microsoft points anymore. Thank God. So yeah, for the next, let me see, it's 3 characters, 3 videos a piece, 9 videos, I'm going to be showing off very hard mode, pretty much 3 stages a piece. We're starting off with Sonic, of course, because he is the main character of the game. The game is called Sonic the Hedgehog. It serves, it's only right. So yeah, I mean, as you can see with Wave Ocean, very hard, okay, I should just break it down into exactly what very hard mode does differently compared to the initial hard mode that Sonic 06 comes with, because if you're playing the game, when you're playing the game normally, you're playing on the normal difficulty. When you choose the trial mode, you choose stage to stage, all that jazz, no hub world, anything like that. You can choose between 2 difficulties, normal and hard. The differences between the two was a hard mode liked to throw more obstacles at you in the form of like stronger enemies, more armor for them, so you have to homing attack them more, use the balance bracelet to really nail it in, and sometimes they like to just add more obstacles like spiked balls or laser gates at some point or another. Now the difference between very hard and hard mode is that very hard likes to mess with the level design a bit. In this case, in Sonic's case, we're actually completing a lot of levels backwards. As you saw with Wave Ocean there, we actually started at the very tail end of the normal design of Wave Ocean. So now we're working our way back to the beginning of the stage that we normally start off in the game. And this method of completing stages can lead to some very awkward moments, some extremely tight jumps. You're going to run into a lot of the game's problems in this DLC, ladies and gentlemen. It is a fact. You are going to run into a lot of problems, whether it's collision detection, whether it's the game's physics just not working with you. Something is going to happen to you with this DLC, because some of these stages are pretty disgustingly nightmarish to go across backwards. You'll get it in due time with practice, I suppose. I did, obviously. It's why I'm showing you these videos now, but some of these stages just do not work going in reverse, and some of the stages don't actually have you go in reverse at all. Sometimes they just add one level design here or there, and sometimes you swear that this is pretty much the exact same level with just an added enemy or two. So why exactly am I paying for this? Is probably the question you're going to be asking yourselves around 4 or 5 times, with Sonic's case anyway. Because at the time of this video, I only have of Sonic's videos recorded. And I'm working on Shadow's tonight after I finish this session, and Silver's I'll be saving for last. Now, I guess I should actually go in the order I played the original game, so Silver should be next, and then Shadow will be the one we wrap up on. In terms of the mock speed sections, though, for Sonic's case, we have 4 stages that Wave Ocean, Crisis City, Radical Train, and Kingdom Valley. The mock speed sections are relatively untouched. The only thing they really do is add more spiked balls here and there, and they also like to place enemies in positions they weren't previously in, like those robots that are just on the deck right there. They're not there in normal mode. And for some reason, enemies like to spawn here on these pillars that you're immediately jumping from pillar to pillar anyway, so what threat could they possibly serve? I don't know. But that's pretty much it with the mock speed sections. Nothing changes in level design. You're not going through them backwards or anything like that. So that's all hunky-dory. So it's been a year since I did Team Attack Amigo for Sonic 6. Well, yeah, Sonic 06 does undo itself by the end of the game, so I guess that's probably what I was intending. But Anyway, it's been a year since I did Team Attack Amigo. It's also been about a year since I did the Sonic 06 review for Some Call Me Johnny, that 50-minute gargantuan behemoth that is for some reason my most popular Sonic review. Oh, what is wrong with you guys? And I figured, you know, it's been a year since then. I figured I might as well get it started now. It's also February. And there's also another reason why I figured I'd start on this now. Ladies and gentlemen, as you may know already, when it comes to me, I do these videos not only, you know, to entertain you guys, and I'm very happy that I can do so. You know, Some Call Me Johnny just broke 90,000 subscribers about a week ago. You know, more and more people are watching the Super Gamer Brothers, and of course, more and more people are watching Brain Scratch commentaries. I feel so honored and happy that I can entertain you guys via so many ways. I love doing with Elliot. I love doing with Matt, and as you guys know, it's also a job too, because you know I also I'm pretty much a YouTube partner on these sort of things. So this is how I make my money. This is how I pay my college bills. This is how I pay rent. This is how I pay bills and general groceries, all that kind of stuff. And there's something that I want to prepare for. I'm actually going to PAX East in April of this year, and I want to make sure I have a really good time. So I'm really working my ass off now for the month of February and March to make sure my financial situation in April is solid and good, so you know I can both take care of my financial responsibilities and have a little more spending cash for PAX East, because I've never been to PAX East before. I'm really looking forward to it, but I want to make sure I'm financially stable first. So in order to do that, I really got to work my ass off for this month of February and for March. So, you know, if you're probably wondering if there's anything you can do to help, you already are. When you're watching this video, you're helping me. Believe me, and I can't thank you enough for that. But yeah, I figured, you know, if I'm going to really churn out the videos at this point in time, I might as well do it with a game that everyone likes me seeing play. You sick assholes. I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. What is it with me and Sonic 06 that everyone just likes to see me? I don't know. What is it? I don't get it. But Sonic 06 is not the only thing I have planned for the month of February, obviously. I mean, besides the two other Let's Plays that we have going at the moment, you know, we still have Link to the Past running Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and we have Batman Arkham City running Tuesdays and Thursdays. Things are looking good in terms of Super Smash Brothers, because I think we can meet up with Mark so we can get some multiplayer footage recorded, so that can return to a Saturday upload schedule. We got more SmackDown Sundays for you guys coming on Sundays, and I'm going to be working on a few more solo Let's Plays that Matt and Elliot have no problem with me doing by myself, so you can probably expect more Mega Man. I might jump into Mega Man 3 at some point or another, probably by the end of next week. But besides that, Link to the Past is actually going to be ending pretty soon, I think by the end of next week at the time of this upload. And when that's done, we're going to be going back to Kingdom Hearts. We're going to start Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories for the PS2. We're actually going to be playing the 1.5 HD remix. And I hope you guys look forward to that. But anyway, Dusty Desert. Yeah, going back to the game itself, actually. As you may have noticed, there was no Elise in Dusty Desert. Usually you start Sonic's Dusty Desert with the section with Elise, where well, that's actually only one part in Dusty Desert, I guess. You're holding down Elise and you have to use a shield to run across deadly sand and stuff like that. You don't have Elise when you're doing in very hard mode, which means you have to be a little more careful with the deadly sand. In fact, if you're paying attention to the level design, there's at one point where you have to jump on a spike block, because if you don't and you touch that sand, it's instant death. So be very careful. Besides that, though, Dusty Desert is relatively the same stage. As is this stage right here, actually, White Acropolis. Did not really see that much of a change. The snowboarding section is still as clunky as it was in the first time. There's a little more spike balls here and there, and some camera angles feel a bit different. And of course, some jumps that are a bit of annoying to do, like so you really just gotta watch out for what's laid on the ground. Besides that, like in terms of level design, White Acropolis hasn't seen that much change. No, it hasn't seen any change at all in terms of level design, because it's still the same goddamn level. Hey, look at me, I'm slobbering like Sylvester the Cat here. There are a few things changed here. Obviously, like these spiked pillars, they home in on Sonic's location. So when you go up, they go up with you, and when you go down, they go down with you. You can homing attack them for some odd reason, but the moment you decide to make physical contact with them via like jumping onto them or something like that, that's when they'll damage you. But you can homing attack them just fine for some fucking reason. You got these laser barriers were added here for this ramp, or this, I don't know, whatever the hell this is. This level's still pretty much the same. Now here's something that's a little odd. You break this ice, you hit that spring, and the switch to deactivate the laser barrier is on the other side of the fucking barrier. What the hell is that about? Oh man. A very hard mode for Sonic is also filled with a lot of moments where you have to use the homing attack to horizontally propel Sonic in order to make the next platform ahead of you, because there's a lot of bottomless pits in very hard mode, ladies and gentlemen. And there are a lot of instances, particularly in like, I think Kingdom Valley and Crisis City especially, where you have to use the homing attack to homing attack on an enemy chain, and then use the homing attack again to make it across the pit without falling down. And I swear to God, ladies and gentlemen, some of the gaps are so fucking tight. You just barely make the jumps, folks. We're going to be seeing that a lot throughout these next few videos, and I'll be sure to point them out whenever they come across here. But this is, yeah. Another thing I'm trying to limit myself on is gems. You may have noticed that I really didn't use any gems in Wave Ocean or in White. I'm not using any gems here. I wasn't using any gems in Dusty Desert because, you know, the gems are really fun to use to break the game, but you know, this is paid DLC, so I might as well try and get my money's worth. As impossible as that sounds, I will try to get my money's worth, and that's me trying to do my rock launch that I did in the 06 review, but I couldn't replicate it. It was by complete accident that I did that. I don't know why I felt compelled to kick the rocks in the first place, but the moment I launched myself with one of them, I felt, oh wait, I gotta fit that into the review. Rock launch. Yeah, it was that was a pretty funny moment for me. I tried to replicate it here, but I couldn't do it. Sorry about that. But yeah, I'm limiting my use of gems. I'm not going to be so restrictive in later stages, because at that point in time, I just want to finish the damn levels. I don't remember what level I used it on, though. I think it might have been Aquatic Base, because that level's already long enough as it is. And they throw so many enemies at you, especially in very hard mode. But hopefully things will start looking a bit different when we get to part 2 with the very hard missions with Sonic the Hedgehog, because besides going backwards in Wave Ocean and not having Elise with us for Dusty Desert, there's not that much of a difference here, ladies and gentlemen. And this is paid DLC. They expect you to pay money for this thing. And ladies and gentlemen, if you, I know, like, John, you have so many videos dedicated to this fucking game. Rest assured, folks, but whenever we get to like Sonic Unleashed and stuff like that, any Sonic game that has DLC, I will give them the proper attention as well. Like when we get to Sonic Unleashed, I'll be sure to show off the Adabat or the Rooftop Run mission packs and stuff like that, because, you know, that's paid DLC too. You're paying for that sort of thing. Hey, you may have noticed that this video was actually rendered in 1080p besides the usual 720p, because I'm actually also using this playthrough to test out a game capture card that I bought about a month ago, and finally had the time to experiment with it now. It pretty much allows me to directly capture from HDMI, and because of that, I can now, you know, capture game footage at 1080p, which means the video for you guys will still look good even when it's full screened. And it takes longer to upload, honestly. I don't know what the difference between 1080p and 720p in terms of file size is ridiculous. But if it means a better quality video for you guys, assuming you like to watch HD videos in HD and not just stick at 360p or stuff like that, then I have no problem doing it. So yeah, 1080p, bitches, moving up on the world. But anyway, yeah, that is the end of part 1 of the very hard missions with Sonic the Hedgehog 2006. I will see you guys with part 2 tomorrow, or around the same time, maybe later, maybe earlier, I'm not exactly sure. But thank you guys for watching. It really does mean a lot to me that you are. still hanging on with me for this goddamn playthrough, and it means a lot to me. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.